I wanted to do Frankenstein, the stage play, for a multiple of reasons. One of them being I love Halloween. I think it is a great time for good storytelling. When you think of Halloween, you think of ghost stories and you think about scary things that go bump in the night. And I think theater is a good time of storytelling. And so to be able to tell the story of Frankenstein, not only as a stage play, but also to be able to bring in this classic Victorian novel that's almost 200 years old and be able to tell that story to life. It gets sort of bound up in being horror movies and sci-fi, but its traditions are a great novel written by Mary Shelley. And so that's where we're approaching it, is from the novel, from being able to tell a good story that she wrote.
There are actually 3 versions of the novel Frankenstein. She revised the novel twice and republished it. The first was published in 1818 anonymously. The second was published in 1826, and the third and final one, and the one that most people know today, is the 1831 version. And there are actually a lot of changes that happened, drastic changes that happened between the first version and the final third version, that some people say it's not even really the same book. Things like she took out a lot of the scientific jargon and the theories that she had included in the first book. She also made sure that Frankenstein, Victor Frankenstein himself, was less in control of his life. He was more a victim of a fate rather than an active participant in it. And some other things that are really interesting to compare and contrast between the 3 versions.
I got to work with Chris, and Chris is an amazing director. And what really, really drew me to Frankenstein in particular was knowing Chris and knowing that this is such a passion project for him. This is like his baby. You just see him light up when he talks about the littlest things, like a dial that might be on Victor's equipment is like the brightest, best thing that's ever happened to him. And so you can't help but find that energy incredibly infectious. And so knowing that this was a passion project for him and knowing that he was going to put everything into it, I couldn't resist the opportunity to be a part of it and just put everything into it to match that intensity and that energy. And I feel like everybody in the cast kind of has that attitude, so it's definitely wonderful to work with. Everyone is fantastic and super, super talented.
I think it will be exciting. I want TheatreWorks to own all things Halloween, and this will be our first go at it, and I think we're going to do a great job.